Did Mommy go in that store over there? Yeah, Mommy's going to get you some doggy treats. There's lots of people in this store. You see lots of people here? Pixie? Yeah. Carly's looking too. They're waiting for Mommy to come back out of the store, right, Carly? Thanks for joining me again today. I'm back here with the RV in our home driveway. Now, we did take this out to Kentucky, to our property in Kentucky, where we actually purchased the RV along with our vacation property land. And we decided to do something different this year, and that's we were going to put our land, actually we put our land in Kentucky for sale because it's so far away from us. We hate to get rid of all that storage in the oversized 3-car garage and the overhead RV shelter, but we weren't using it. We were storing our RV close by here in Florida to our house. Makes it easier to bring the RV here before and after trips to load and unload. And what I did when we went to Kentucky about a week ago, I had to load everything up that was in our 3-car garage up there in underneath the basement storage, also back into our back bedroom in here. This rig was stuffed. So what I did, I got back and I laid out everything on the garage floor in here. Just took everything out, all the bins from underneath here and stuff, the tool boxes, everything. And everything I brought back from our property in Kentucky, laid it all out and organized it. And I even bought some more bins to make the storage and stuff easier to find. And as you can see in the intro, I did some labeling and stuff. I'm going to label those bins so that when I open the basement doors, I can look on the edge of the bin and see what's inside of it without lifting the lid. And after owning the rig for 2 years, I would recommend this to every one of you. If you've owned your rig for a year or two, after you first bought it, you're going to have these bins stuffed. And you're going to always be looking through one bin after the other to figure out where you put what. But after you have the education and know where the most important things are, you're going to have them out front here and closer to your exit and entry door up here. Like I've got, these are like lubricants and my main toolbox right here. And I keep them right up near the front door. I got our compact trash can right here, which is cool. I showed in another video. That stores up there. I got lubricants, hand wipes, and I've got my basic toolbox right here. Caution cones. I got my gloves, disposable gloves, and waxing cleaners and Windex and glass cleaner. So that's the most important bay. And then what I also do is I've got this extra step here that we bought that I just put in this bay here, and that's the first thing I usually take out at a campground. So then I go back and I move to my tools. And keep in mind, I took everything out, which is a good idea. And when you do the restoring process like I did, take everything out, and I used car wash soap and washed each one of these bins. So everything's free of spider webs and dirt and debris, and it makes it like it's a brand new RV again. So guys, stay tuned. I'm going to take you around, show you a few more updates, and show you what we've got to do to maybe make some repairs to this rig and why we're going to repair it. We'll discuss it all.
Give me something new. I want it back through and through. Just do it. I'll let you rule. I know you like to break the rules, and my cry is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too good to you. My cry is being too good for you. I'm too good to you. I'm too
Now, I would say this label maker is a must-have for an RV, just to label all your bins and locations, just so you know where to find things. Now, keep in mind, I was a parts manager at an auto dealership for many, many years, and I'm surprised I don't have a computerized catalog of where to find each item, because that's how I was taught, and that was my career, keeping parts organized. So I've labeled one here, as you can see, and I'm gonna put it on this bin because this is all of our cookout equipment, brushes, heat gloves, lighters, starter fire bricks, stuff like that. And then I just, of course, you peel off the back, put it right there on the end. Cookout and fire. It's all my cookout and fire stuff. Now I'm going to also take it out and spin this around and put it on the other end, just so it doesn't matter which way I put it back in if I pull it out of the basement storage compartment here. All right, we're getting a Florida shower right now, so let's step inside the RV. Go over some things that I've done to the inside, as long as you can still hear me with the rain on the roof. Let's turn some lights on here. Now, I've done the same here, and we do this every time we come back from a trip. We'll come back to home base here in Florida, park this in our driveway for a day or two, and completely empty out all of our bins here. Totally empty it of any food or snacks or anything like that, because when you set it in storage, it's all going to get exposed to the storage heat and humidity, especially down in here in Florida. Everything's going to be stale once you come back for your next trip, and you don't want to attract any rodents. So we've done all that. Up here above the sink is where we keep our dishware and stuff like that, and also seasonings. And what I learned over the last 2 years is I like to season my dishes a lot, my food, so I put even more of these little storage or holder clips for seasoning. So as you see here, I've got these clear containers. Now I'll leave all the links to everything I've used in my RV reorganization video in the video description below this video. And I like using clear tubs and storage because you can see through them without pulling them out of a cabinet or drawer and lifting the lid and looking down and pulling everything out one at a time. You can actually see through and get a quick glimpse of what you've got inside. So I've got all our seasonings in this one. And also, I like these, instead of just putting them straight into the cabinet, now I pull these out too before we put our RV in storage. So I unclip them from here. I'll show you how these clips were working for us. You got your pepper, your salt, signature seasoning, chili powder. They work really convenient so that when you open the door when you're cooking, you can unclip something off or unclip a few and just season over your pan, and then you can always quickly store them back here. But like I said, I got the tub, so I take everything down once we're home and we're going to put the RV in storage. Take everything out, put it back in your bin, and you take it inside your home and store it. Now, next time you go out, you just grab this and put it right back in place in your RV, and you're good to go. That's going to work out great for us. Now, we also have, like for our doggies, portable doggy food and water dishes. We keep these right next to the exit door so that we can unclip these from this towel holder right here. And of course, you know how these work. They expand like this. So that if you're going out for a walk or something, like a long walk, or if you just need them outside near your picnic table, you can store them out there, come back in, wash them off and collapse them. And then you always got them right here, handy. Just clip it on. We've got a couple of them for our 2 doggies. And I've seen a lot on social media with people having issues with their refrigerator like we did. When I tried to put a catch on it on my original one that was in here, and I drilled through, let me show you. I drilled right through the centerpiece right here to put a catch on there like everybody else has in their RV rigs, and I accidentally drilled a pilot hole only about less than a quarter inch deep to put a screw in there, and I hit a Freon line, and that destroyed the whole refrigerator. So We bought a new one that worked. I'll leave the link to that above here, above this video, right over here, if you want to watch that if you're having issues with your refrigerator. But one thing I've seen is, what type of refrigerator catch do you recommend? Now, I don't recommend anything that you have to screw into a refrigerator. I don't care if you're just screwing it into the door or whatever. It's not worth it. If there's some sort of weird way or wizardry they made to circulate Freon through your doors or the inside of your fridge, and you don't know about it and you drill through it, then that makes for awful trip for you. And you've got a huge chore ahead of you trying to replace this refrigerator. Now, these clips work great. All they do, they got 3M sticky tape on them, so you just rub with alcohol first for each surface. They stick on the wood grate, and they stick onto your refrigerator very well, as you can see. And it keeps your doors shut securely when you're riding down the road. And they just clip in like this when you want to go. See, when you open it, they just kind of hang there. And some people might say that's kind of odd, but I like it because if I'm sitting up here ready to take off for a trip, I can just glance back here, and if I see this thing just like wobbling, I know it's not latched. I don't want to take off and do any turns in the RV if the doors are not latched, because you know what can happen if this thing is full. So you just press it up against here, press it in, and it clips right on. I don't know if you saw that, but to undo it, you just slide that out and press it, and it clips right on. They work really well. Now, of course, the other area that can get kind of messy or unorganized is underneath your kitchen sink. That happens at home as well as an RV situation. So I use some of these ideas at my house as well. So if you come down here below the kitchen sink, we've got our kitchen sink cabinets right here, and open these up, and you can see there I've got everything in plastic tubs, even one back there. So the less used items go in the plastic tub in the back. More used items, the most used, go in the tub in the front. Notice I got clear so I can see through and see what they are. So that works out great. Got one over here with some towels and some scrubbing utensils and stuff like that. And it's working out, or it's going to work out great. I haven't even tried this system yet. Before, I just had all the bottles sitting in the wood bottom, and I could hear it going around turns, the bottles turning over. And then when I need to use them at our campsite, I have to take them out one by one and dig through a whole pile of chemicals and whatever we store in there. So that's going to be great. So if you look down here, every RV should have some quick, handy tools, like in their drawer or something, you know, a go-to drawer. And what I did, I used to have one up here for tools and stuff. Now I've got like scissors and a quick level, so when we level in our site, and tape measure, and just a notepad and some pens. But down here, look at this bin I found. It's a clear bin. This is where I keep my handy go-to tools. This is like repairs or adjustments or fix that I need to make without going underneath to the basement compartment and taking out my toolbox. And I've got, you know, a quick light here, flashlight, multi screwdriver tool, some scissors, a level, a lighter, you know, plumbing wrench, a couple plumbing wrenches. So, and I like that it's clear and it has a lid. So I'll leave a link to this too. And I need to label this right now. I'm gonna label it Quick Tools. You can make that out. So this one, I'm gonna put one on the end and one on the top. And this helps not only me, I know what they are, right? But my wife. I don't want anybody else putting anything in here that is not related to quick tools. So I'll stick one on the end here as well. So no matter how you're looking at it, you can quickly see what's supposed to go in this storage bin. So something like that. Right, guys? Put it back in its place. There we go. And up here in the passenger compartment cabinet, I've got another bin, batteries, cords, and SD cards. So I just grab this down anytime I need a battery cord or SD card. And what's handy up here is it's got an outlet. So I always keep a single Ryobi charger right there. and I always have a battery plugged in there and charging when we're on the road, so I can always have a usable battery. I also keep our quick shark vacuum up here. Fits right up here really nice, and it's plugged in and charges and keeps charging at all times, so whenever we need it, it's ready to go. Now, I know what you guys are saying behind my back. Todd, what is this? Are you using this rig as a mobile grow facility with this plastic sheet to grow marijuana, or you're running some sort of a meth lab? No, guys, I'm not Breaking Bad. This is for another idea I came up with that on our last trip, and it's one of our few summer trips we took, and it was a really hot trip. Most days were around 100 degrees outside, anywhere from 95 to 100, and while you're on the road traveling that long with a couple doggies, you'll find out that sitting up here in the passenger compartment, it can get pretty hot using just these little AC vents and floor vents for your AC, and everybody's sitting up here. So, and then if you look back here, you have to try to air condition all this space. Now this is usually slid in, or it always is when you're driving down the road, so it's a little bit narrower. It is narrower of a space, but this whole space is trying to be cooled by your engine air conditioning, and it's not really going to happen. So what I did was I put this shower curtain, put that up. I've made it clear so you can still look back there. If our doggies are back there or anything, we can see if they go back for a drink out of their drink bowl, water bowl, and or grab a snack. And it's easily, you can get in and out real quick in emergency. But what this is going to do, you know how they say hot air rises, right? So the hot air, it's not tall enough, right? So hot air can go up over the shower curtain rod, but the cool air, anything below the rod, is going to be kind of enclosed in our driving space now. Now remember, this slide is usually out to here, so the curtain is long enough once you pull the slide in. And I hope it works, because that's going to be a game changer for us. Now, I know what you're going to ask next. Hey Todd, why don't you run the generator when you're rolling down the road? Well, ever since we got this RV, the generator has never been able to run for over a few minutes. Now, I've already changed the oil myself. I had another so-called heavy RV truck center go ahead and do a overhaul to it as well, and it worked for a little bit. It would stay running for maybe 45 minutes after they messed with it for a while, but then it got back to where sometimes it remained running for a minute, sometimes 5 minutes, and that doesn't even give the air conditioning long enough to cycle up to even turn on back there. So as you can see here, I'm going to try to start it up right now. Let's just try it. I'm going to press the generator button here. Let's see, I think I got to put the keys in the ignition here. Put the keys in here, and I'm going to start the generator. See how it flashes? All right, when it's solid, you're good. It's running, and I hear it running back there, but it doesn't run all the time. So now we are due for an oil change after that trip, the last trip we made. We're due for an oil change on the engine here and an air filter, and I'm taking it to Camping World Service Center, and that's located nearby here in Newport Richey, Florida. So I'm going to take it up there in a day or so. I have an appointment, and get that oil changed. Generator's still running with the key off. See, I'm not real familiar with it because I've hardly ever used it since we bought the rig 2 years ago, because we couldn't. It's only got 336 hours on the generator. So like I said, I'm going to take it to Camping World Service Center this week, have them check everything out, see if they can't get that generator working for me. I'm going to have them change the fuel filter this time, as well as do the regular maintenance on the generator. So hopefully we have better luck with that. But I figure, you know, the shower curtain idea is still a good idea, because when you're running your generator down the road, you're using gas to run that generator and your fuel to run the motorhome engine. So you're using a more amount of gas, even though the generator doesn't use that much gas, but you're going to get less miles on each tank. So, and This would be good if this works just for this cabin area up here, that shower curtain idea. And guys, you know I'll keep you informed in the future. I'll let you know if this idea worked. Make sure to comment on it, and I'll keep you up to date if that idea works, because I think that's going to be genius. So guys, thanks for joining me on my RV update video today, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Got power over me. You lock me up.